The Burnt River Dojo Show.
The kids are sleeping. Let's do weird stuff.
Oh my Lanta. I needed that. So, we're friends, right? We can talk about things. My ex. An interesting character, to say the very least. She sent me a message the other day. And it was weird to me because she was acting all emotional and shit. And honestly, the more she talked, the clearer it became to me anyway that she could do better. She could have done better, but she won't because she's a piece of shit. You know, like if she were on fire, gas prices would bother me a lot less. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. Welcome to the Burnt River Dojo, ladies and gentlemen. This week with us, we have my good friend and fellow comedian, George St. John. Excellent comedian that honestly popped his cherry in the basement of a gay bar in Dubuque, Iowa. And I'll say he refined it into a fine cherry syrup under the depths in the secret subterranean levels of Monk's Cafe Pub in Dubuque, Iowa. In this episode, we're going to talk about Batman. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about Batman movies. We're going to take shits in and on Manchester, Iowa. You're going to hear me say some stupid shit about beauty and beautiful people. And it's been bothering me ever since we recorded this. I say something that I didn't actually mean about Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, you are a beautiful goddamn person. And I doubt you'll ever listen to this, but if you do, just know that I chose my words quite poorly. I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I have one question for you all, and that is to ask you, have you virtue signaled with memes today yet? Because if you have not gotten on the internet and found a meme that appropriately encapsulates all the virtues that you carry that make you special, if you haven't gone out and found that and shown it to the world in social media, you're not actually a good person and you should fucking kill yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, George St. John.
When I was living in Dubuque, the place I rented was, I don't know. Trying to think. Did you ever go to Salsa's in Dubuque?
Yeah, I love that joint. They have the best, like, I don't know what they do to their fries. The French fries this joint makes at a little Mexican hole in the wall in Dubuque, Iowa. They have the best fries I've had ever.
You're not wrong. And the margaritas are nice too.
Right on.
But I got to sample the margaritas quite a bit, unfortunately, because I could walk home. And I didn't even have to walk that far. So if you're walking in the front door of Salsa's, you take a right down that side street and there is that big brick building that's just a big block of apartments. I lived in there and it was okay. You know, it had everything, but it was just this tiny little closet of a place. And I took it because it was $4.50. But I mean, you could hear raccoons in the ceiling.
Oh my
every
God.
night. They were just all night, just like just running around. There was my next door neighbor was getting into fights over the phone with someone, I think a boyfriend, but she would be on the phone at 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
Just like, I can't believe he fucked you. Like, it was anything and everything, anything she could do to keep me awake at 3 a.m. in the thinnest walls. I heard entire conversations, but just on one side. You know, she had him on speakerphone once and I heard the whole speaker, like I heard his speaker, and not a poet laureate. I got to tell you, either of them, just like, I don't know. I had a good next door neighbor, and then she moved out, and a new person moved in.
Oh,
and
shit.
it was like, it was bad news.
I had kind of the same scenario happen where I had a tiny little place where I wasn't paying much for their rent. And it was actually, I was across the street from that place in Dubuque that exploded a couple months ago, where the building just like literally like a pipe burst and it fucking leveled the entire building, shattered windows in every building around it.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
I used to live right across the street from that place. And we had a neighbor where it was this college athlete. He was hardly ever home, so he didn't really bother us any. But then when he moved out, this young chick replaced him. And like, man, for her having a separate address, it was like all of a sudden we had a roommate. Just like you said, she would just get loud on the phone all the time, screaming and yelling at people. Her apartment was the same size as ours, if not smaller. And she managed to have parties that were just fucking ridiculous. But dude, I will never forget. I went to an open mic after this. I don't know if any of this will sound familiar to you, but she had been up really, really late one night on like a night where I had college the next day and work and shit. So I held a lot of this against her, but she went out in the street with her boyfriend and was fucking like right outside my bedroom window, essentially screaming and yelling at him. You got a little dick. I don't want nothing to do with you. Like literally actually said his dick being little was why she didn't want anything to do with him. And like,
that's a killing blow right there. You can't, you shout that out in public. There's no coming back. You got to move.
Yeah.
You got to find a new town.
Oh, man. His whole argument was just, God, well, just calm down, quiet down. Like you're screaming in the middle of the street. God, shut up.
Oh my God.
And anything he says to her at that point is better than what she just said too, though. Like, she got him, but she had to stoop pretty low to get it. But no, dude. So like there was that night. And then the next morning I had to walk past her car to get to my car to go to school and shit. I don't know how drunk she was. She had left her car keys laying on the ground right in front of her car. And I was like, God did not just give me this opportunity to walk away from it. So I picked up her car keys and I went to school with them. And I was just thinking all day, like, yeah, she's going to learn something from this. Like maybe she won't drink so much or something and I'll get some sleep every fucking now and again. And like, I just kept thinking about like, how do I give her these keys back? Or, I mean, she wouldn't even know that I had them as she got drunk and left them outside. So I'm just pondering, like, what do I fucking do? And like, I went to an open mic and I was like riffing about it, like talking about how much I hate this chick. And then when I finally got home, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to leave it in God's hands. And I went to throw them up into the sky and literally they hit a power line and they like slingshot back and this big dumbass 20-pound keychain like nailed me in the face.
Yeah, God was sending you a message, that's for sure.
Right? Put me in my fucking place, man.
Next time, just give the damn keys back.
Right? Shouldn't have got in it.
Oh my God. Well, hey, listen, if she's drinking, maybe you saved her from driving that day. Maybe, you gotta spin it the right way. That's,
Yeah, that was the whole reason I picked him up in the first place. Like, at the very least, she can't go anywhere and get more drunk. It'll make her life hard. I'll give her a struggle for a minute to think about until she finds her damn keys.
I think you did her a service. You are an American hero. So,
I have that tattooed on my ass.
You're kidding.
I am.
Oh my God. You should. If you haven't already, that's prime real estate to put American hero.
Yeah, not many people are getting that on their ass.
Well, it's time to blaze a trail. Time to, let's open new horizons. Yeah. You got tattoos?
I've got a couple. I've got one that was done with needle and thread when I was in high school.
Ooh.
When I say that, people think I got it like sewed into me, and it was not that at all. The dude, like, he oiled some thread around the tip of a needle so it would soak up the ink, and then like proceeded to stab me with it and do the art. So it makes sense in application, but when you say I got a tattoo with needle and thread, people think you got a fucking tattoo sewed into you.
I definitely thought it's like sewed in. Ooh, how did it turn out?
It's not great. I paid $10 for it, so you know. But
there you go.
Oh my god, it hurt so much more than I got. So I got just my initials on my shoulder with the needle and thread, and then a few years later, I went back and I got like not a sleeve, but I got a big thing done on my other arm, and it did not hurt nearly as much.
Okay, so the pros leave a little. They leave a little less sting. Than,
the guns are so much less painful than the shit they do in prison.
Is that how they do it in prison? I don't know.
They got a couple ways. They'll do it with whatever they can get their hands on.
I don't know. Do you know how they do it in prison? So,
oh man,
Ooh.
Things they do in prison.
Oh my god! But yeah, I have 0 tattoos.
No kidding.
It just has not happened yet. I'm not against it. I'm not. I just can't think of anything I could commit to long term to put on my body.
You're going to question it right after.
Yes, I am. It's part of who I am. Just second guess everything. But yeah, I can't think of anything that I could commit to. So I don't know.
You could get a microphone. I don't know. I keep trying to think, like, as long as I've been doing comedy, what would I want to make into like a cool microphone tattoo? I don't know.
I don't know. It's well, I don't know. I go back and forth. Like, so let's say I got a microphone. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to talk myself into getting a tattoo right now with all the money I got sitting around, you know, just
that stimmy tattoo.
That stimmy has paid for a car. So
nice. What'd you get?
Honda CRV.
Not a bad choice. What year did you go with?
I got an earlier, so it was like I got a 2007, but I got like the top trim model of it. So, and it was low enough on miles, and this guy, I bought it from a guy who apparently owned it in Freeport, and he took immaculate care of this car. It's how many miles? I don't remember how many miles, but he like did all the oil changes at the exact right time. He kept it spotless.
Those two things alone do a lot for me for what a car is worth.
Yeah. And those were the things, like I was looking at some newer cars that people just ran into the ground. You see, I was looking at everything and my budget was low. So I was like, oh, you know, look, what's that car over there? You know, I'm looking for a cheaper car, you know, a used that I can just kind of, you know, a few $1,000s.
Right.
And I didn't really have like a maker model. I just kind of need to get to work and home. And this guy rolls out a Dodge Caliber. So first of all,
they're trying to sell those.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere when you're looking. It must be the worst car.
Like, it's gotta be.
I don't know. I kind of want to drive one just to see what's wrong with it. Like every dealership, every used lot I went to, you know, oh, we got this Caliber. This thing had rust. It was white, but it had rust on the sides.
Ew.
It came up and it was like nails on a chalkboard. Like, I was just like, all right, I need to spend a little bit more than that.
Right. Yeah. Dodge has like a couple of, I don't know, a couple of products, I guess you'd call them, a couple of different kinds of cars that they make where they're just really ugly. They're supposed to go really fast. And like when you climb in them, you're encased in plastic. Like they give you no headspace, and fucking the mechanical problems on them are a bitch. Like if you have like a brake, well, no, I shouldn't say a brake job, but like a lot of the maintenance on them, that's maybe a half an hour to do on like a Ford, will be like an hour and a half because they thought up some crazy dumbass design. And that's time you have to pay for as the customer.
Mm-hmm. Is it? Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. I don't know. I saw a picture, like a Snapchat somebody took of a Dodge Ram in a ditch, and it was like hanging over. It was like in a ditch, but it was hanging over a guardrail. Guy said,
"America."
In the caption in the Snapchat said, "All Ram, no Dodge." It was one of those. It wasn't like a I'm gonna roll over laugh, but you know that soft laugh, like right, just real soft, But yeah, it's a nice car. And I've never had a sunroof before, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, in the summertime, that's just the best. When you're driving on your own, you just stick your hand out through the ceiling for no reason.
Yeah. No, I did. I'd have the hand up, just like waving to all the peasants who can't do it. Like, hello, look at me with my sunroof. Yeah, it's an 07. What do you make of it? You know?
I had my very first car was a 95 Ford Escort with a sunroof. And I would climb out through the sunroof just to goof off in front of people all the time. Yeah, check out my shit.
That was your first?
Yeah, my very first car. Had 180,000 miles on it, and it did the whole like Tourette's engine thing where it would run and then die for a second, but come right back, and just couldn't decide if it was going to stay alive or not.
Oh God, my
the little four-banger.
Nice. What color?
Black. That was a lot of what attracted me to it. I have like a Batman fetish. Dude. So I went to the barbershop with my wife recently. Me, the wife, and the kid all went to the barbershop together. And just, I mean, that's just how we're doing it. Everything is a family date these days. But
I hear you.
We went to the barbershop, and she did my wife. And then she put my wife in the hair dryer seat. And then she asked me like, all right, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know. Make me look like Batman. She goes, oh, like, what do you mean, like Batman? And I chose the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh, okay.
I'm really happy with it.
That's bold.
I know. I stare at myself a lot.
That's bold. Like, you don't know how that movie's going to turn out yet.
I don't. But I'm really fucking excited for it, man. It looks so good. I feel like it's going to compare to the Joker.
I saw that trailer and I was immediately invested. It looks like they're doing something different.
Yeah.
With that one. I don't know. And here's an opinion that gets me in a lot of trouble. I didn't hate Batman versus Superman.
I didn't either. It was watchable.
I actually kind of liked it.
This one was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like the whole crux of the film is that Batman and Superman's moms are both named Martha. Like I had to like do a backflip in my brain to even be like, is that even true? What the fuck Mandela effect shit are we living in right now?
That was a little stupid. But yeah. I thought the Ben Affleck Batman, that was some of the coolest. First of all, the whole idea in like the Dark Knight where the Batman can't kill anybody. I know that's been his rule in the comics before, but that's not as that's not as like letter of the law as people think it is it? Like, I feel like there's been some comics where Batman has not had a problem with that.
Oh yeah, the Ben Affleck Batman is largely pulled from Frank Miller's comics, which are really dark. And he's actually like, the whole point behind that Batman is that he's been doing it for a long time and he's just wore out and he doesn't fucking care and he will kill people. And like, they don't really go that dark with it in the Ben Affleck movies, but they do get to the point that he is kind of going crazy. And one of the leading details of that Batman is that he's sending people to prison with a brand that sent them there so they will get fucking killed.
That's absolutely metal. That is so dark.
Right. And then
like, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to brand you. And now in prison, you're going to have the worst time.
Oh, yeah. One thing that I really love too is that like everybody gave Christian Bale a lot of shit for the way he voiced Batman. And it's just because in my opinion, Christopher Nolan is a shitty filmmaker. And he was like,
ooh,
yeah, you know, yeah, I know. I'll say it here now.
Ooh,
I'll say
okay.
it to his fucking face.
Okay.
He ruined something I really liked. He took Batman and he turned it into like Ocean's 11 or some shit. It was.
Oh my God. How much time do you have?
I for days on that.
Oh my God. You are anti Nolan Batman.
I am. And
I am invested.
In the voice. He just kind of told Christian Bale, like, yeah, you know, just do whatever. I've never read a fucking Batman comic, but you know, I got you a costume, so go be Batman.
This is bold.
Yeah, but
we're breaking new ground.
Batman. They did that voice changer thing, and they made him sound like a robot demon from the circus. It was fucking awesome.
I think that fits. See, there were little things about that Batman that I liked, and I was okay with like the super dark, like brand him for prison. Like that was dark. And then that one scene where he's got to go save Martha because he's now redeemed, the Martha connection. And that scene, I think almost everybody died in that scene. Like there's one, he like uses his grappling gun on a shipping crate and throws the shipping crate at a guy. And
that was my favorite.
It hits the guy scene first, and the back of his head hits the wall, and there's a blood stain. And they totally like at what point, like, oh, this is PG-13. All right, I was not ready for this. Oh my God, that was incredible. But that whole sequence was peak Batman.
Oh my God, I loved it so much. Like he didn't do any kung fu. He didn't do a single backflip or martial arts move. He was throwing haymakers. Fucking every shot he landed was with all of his might. And like you watch him training leading up to it. You see that Ben Affleck actually filled out that bat suit.
He's throwing tires around.
Yeah.
Like that was, there were some things. Affleck did some things better than anyone else.
Yeah.
And oh man, that scene was incredible though. But even I'm thinking about like he kicked the grenade at the guy.
That was great.
That whole sequence was awesome. I think they all died. That was a big ol' up yours, Christopher Nolan, right there. Just, we're killing everybody up in here. He's got a minigun. On his plane.
That's
my God.
That's in the Frank Miller comic too. And
yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do it in the movies ever, but he gets so old that he starts thinking about, you know, when he's gone, who's gonna do it, and he starts like a Batman army underground of people that like are fucking trained by him to do it.
Oh,
and they all just go out as Batman.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That could be a little too far. Batman army.
Right. I think they teased at it a little bit in the Nolan films because there was a bunch of guys running around in bat suits that were like trying, and he like tells them, I don't need your help. But
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You sounded like him right there. Oh my God.
Oh, it's I put some work in. Put some work in on the Batman voice. Yeah. All I had to do was get a cold.
Yeah,
one time, I'm sick. I can't go to work today. Oh my God.
Think about it. No Batman ever really did a voice. It was just their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin Conroy maybe put a lot on, but he actually sounds like that.
Yeah.
So you essentially just have Christian Bale screaming at people.
Oh man, I gotta be honest with you. I have not seen much of that Batman animated series.
Oh, dude, I own like the box DVD set. I love it so much.
You do?
Yeah,
man. It's something. I know I need to watch it. I just haven't. It's older than I am. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this to you. I was born in 94, and I think, when did that show come out? Like
91.
91?
The year I was born.
Oh, okay. So I thought I was gonna make you feel real old. We're only 3 years apart. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man.
That's awesome. Sorry, don't take this the wrong way. For some reason, I thought you were older. But,
no kidding. I always thought you were older too, but it's because like you carry yourself with the air of an experienced, educated man. Is it you're a teacher, right?
I'm a school counselor, but close.
Right on. Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. I wanted to ask you, like, have you been writing or doing anything lately? Like, what's COVID done for George St. John?
Well, I got a new job, so COVID has basically been about doing my job. I have not done a lot of writing. I'm trying to stay vigilant with the whole COVID thing. I'm in a school. I'm working. I'm around the kids. I'm really not going out much at all. I'm not, and I'm in Illinois, so everything's shut down anyway. I was going, I would say, definitely in the summer, kind of when things relaxed on COVID. But there were a couple. There's a pretty good scene out here in Rockford, and then I was going out to the suburbs as well, and doing some open mics out there.
Right on, man.
But once COVID got fired back up again, and then a bunch of people in my family got it. Ooh. And I'm just kind of laying low for a while. I have not done a lot of writing, to be totally honest. What about you?
So I didn't have any time to do anything for a long time because I was working. I was trying to be a mechanic. I can't say I got there. I was about a year and a half into becoming a mechanic, and my wife took the whole helm. She got a really good job with a big corporation, and I don't have to work anymore. So like I took too long just kind of sitting on my ass. Like my free time was dedicated to Skyrim and modifying Skyrim with goofy shit. But now, man, like recently I've just lit the fire and got off my ass and started writing a lot more.
You're writing? You started a podcast?
Right. Well, I had a lot to work with because I have you and the guys and the whole Toddcast podcast and the C.U.M show. And we should not be forgotten. There was some night that place was the underground from 8 Mile,
Oh my God. That was the wildest place to start.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There would be some nights where it was like just us, and those nights were great too. Yeah. But the nights when you got just a rando coming in, just being a little too, you could get 1 or 2 audience members that are a bit wild themselves,
Yeah.
night gets turned up to a 10. Those were the best nights. Even if they were the worst people. And sometimes they were.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one time at the comedy bar, I remember this guy, like, he was just this middle-aged white guy in a polo, and you could tell he probably owned his house or a business or something, you know, like he has several less worries than you and I do. And he came in, he was all drunk with his friends, and he tried to like hop over a sign or something as you like enter the area where the people are sitting. And he ate shit. He just tripped and beefed it and went all over the floor. And his laughter about it was so loud and so fucking obnoxious. And it went on for like several minutes. Like they had to stop them. Like the guy, I forget who was on stage, but he was like, "Is he gonna be okay?" And then, like all the crowd was watching this idiot picking his ass up off the floor. Like, "Oh, Gary, come get me! Oh, I can't believe I fell over again. I'm such."
Was that? Oh no, not at the comedy bar. There was a guy named Gary at Monks. Oh, there was a guy named Gary at Monks. I gotta remember what Gary was about. I don't know. We'll come back to Gary, but no, that's that's I don't know. I feel terrible. I left because I got the new job right as the comedy bar was kicking off. I got a few good weeks in, and then I left, and that sucked. That was like, there's finally something big in Dubuque, and I'm leaving.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, I remember we were both kind of out of there. Oh man, that was, but I don't know. And then COVID happened, so not to be dark about it, but it's not like a lot's going on without us.
Right.
Just, in for the moment right now.
A lot of it's one other thing that was a damn shame about just the when and how it hit that particular building, even like the comedy bar kind of like put everything on hiatus for the time being. They're not doing anything in Dubuque. They're having other shows in major cities, and they're still making their money. They just don't want to fuck with Dubuque right now because they wouldn't get anything from it. But you remember right next to the basement show area, there was what was it called? Southern Ego.
Yes.
Master Chef Jerome Hertz.
Oh, that food was incredible.
Right. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good food, and I guess he had a couple like specials on the menu for the comedians and shit.
Yeah, the hot Nashville hot chicken. It got me hot and bothered. I got to be honest with you. I was eating it, and I made this mistake. I should never eat before I go up, but I was so hungry. I don't know. I think maybe I didn't eat lunch. I worked out, which was rare back then. And rare now, but it was rarer back then. And I had not eaten anything that day. And I get there and immediately order a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. And I'm like, ooh. Never tried this before. Entering a whole new world. I was like, I don't know if it was the heat or just, the dopamine hit, but I was feeling some kind of way. And then I got called up here on deck. I'm like, oh boy, what was I going to talk about? It was a terrible set. The chicken
dismounted you from yourself.
I was disarmed. I was like, oh my God, that was some of the best chicken. It was perfect. It was just hot enough. It wasn't too hot, because you can eat something too hot. I know you're from California. I know you guys handle your spice a little bit better than us us Midwestern yokels. But I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, it was
just so good.
It was
and I
done
bombed
really well because I think, well, it sucks that you bombed, but
well,
that chicken, man, like, I think it's because he wasn't from this area. He's from a lot further south where just the cooking is better in general. And like me and my wife just went out the other day and she ordered something. It was like this buffalo chicken wrap thing. And I looked at it on the menu. It sounded really good the way they had it described. But I know for a fact, if you order anything in this part of the country that says buffalo on the menu, you're just going to bury it in like Chipotle sauce or whatever, like what they call buffalo sauce, which is just Chipotle and like vinegar. And she couldn't eat what she got. It was so god awful.
Yeah. I feel like the Midwest is, I don't know. You can find good places, but you can't trust that anywhere you go is good.
Or consistent.
Yes. Good point. In Dubuque, there's all these there are some great restaurants in Dubuque. People that come in and make something awesome. But there are others where you walk in and you're like, this is, you can see the shape of the frozen burger patty that they pull, like that, came out of the bread bag from Aldi. Yeah. And it's just like, okay. Well done. This is fun. This is fun. $15? Okay.
Or like, the difference between a chicken nugget and a chicken tender is like a chicken tender is just like breast meat that's just been battered and fried. And then a chicken nugget has been processed over and over and over again. So there's not really any strips of like meat that are good in it. They just fry it up and the juices come out. But my kid, we got her these dinosaur chicken nuggets off the menu at that joint. And dude, I looked at what she got and I felt so bad for her. Like my 3-year-old that wasn't even into this shit. It was like just super, super processed on the inside. It looked like particle board. And so burnt to shit in the fryer. Like these people are so far removed from their cooking, they don't care to look at it or consider what it tastes like.
How bad do you have to be at your job to ruin chicken nuggets for a 3-year-old? You literally have to just get them out of the fryer in time. That's right. All you have to do.
Right. And I think like, I don't know if it was that they'd been using the same oil all day or all week or whatever. Just everything we got was just soaked in grease. And like, that's just what a lot of like they consider to be a restaurant around this area is like a bar that just is willing to fry shit day and night and makes a good burger or something. Which
puts the good restaurants to shame because there are some.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. Like, I ordered a deep dish pizza once and it was not a deep dish. It was like a little bit thicker and I'm not from Chicago, but Rockford's close enough where we have a definition of deep dish. And we're not that far away. Like pizza was the most disappointing for me when I was living there. I could find a good burger, not the one I described earlier, but I could find a good burger, like a Lot 1. Oh, those burgers were incredible.
I've never eaten there. I've been told about it so many times.
Dude, when you go back, go to Lot 1 and order any burger. I'm any burger. So yeah, Lot 1, this is free advertising. You should give me a free burger next time I'm back. But no, those are the best. 7 Hills, I think they bring it with their food.
Oh yeah. They make
But yeah, like you can get good American food. Pizza, I was so disappointed constantly.
Yeah. And then like you go in expecting to be able to eat whatever you get, and like they don't tell you that it's just some crap.
Yeah. Are you? I don't know. I feel like we're outsiders to Dubuque. We're not from there originally. So I can have this conversation with you. I don't feel comfortable having this conversation with everybody. That's how territorial Dubuque is.
Yeah.
But in Iowa.
Talk shit about maid rights.
No, but you should. You should talk
shit about pasty.
You should though. Happy Joe's.
Oh my God.
Hot garbage. Sorry. They're gonna sue me. If this podcast ever gets big, they're gonna uncover this. And there's a side of me that was so offended by their pizza that I don't care. Oh my God. I mean, that, like, talk about particle board, that crust, the sauce was ketchup. It was ketchup trying to be sauce.
Yeah.
Cheese wasn't always melted, and taco pizza.
That's all anybody gets from there is taco pizza.
It's awful.
Yeah. Like you don't go there for a normal pizza. You go there if you're from Iowa and you have no taste and you want a taco pizza.
You could at least do us the courtesy of not letting the Doritos get stale and the lettuce turn brown before you throw it on.
Right. Or using something other than beans for the sauce. Like, have you ever had a taco with beans on it? I have not. I'm from California and I've never in my life had a taco with beans on it.
You've probably had better tacos. Like, if there was a guy with a push cart on the highway, you could probably find a better taco in California.
It'd change your life.
Oh my God. I gotta get out there. I gotta go see. Where were you living in California? Like, where are you from?
I can't brag about it. I'm from Fresno originally.
Why not?
Well, if you're from there and you've been just out and about and seen it, it's not great. I don't know. It's hard to describe exactly what's wrong with it, other than just it's so hot that you watch the heat dumb the people down like right in front of you. Like you literally watch IQ points like sizzle off their head like in a video game, just like -1, -1, -1.
Oh, I don't know. I'm from Florida, so I think our.
You get it.
Yeah, I get it. Oh my God. It's, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. The heat just, you can't think straight. I can't think straight in the summer. Like I'm so bad with like any extreme weather. I am the biggest baby. Like if I can't wear like a light sweater or jacket that I can take off if I get too hot.
Can't go out in your Batman underwear.
I can't go out in my Batman underwear. That's right. That's right. Oh my God. I gotta tell you about that joke. So there was like that competition that they have in the Quad Cities at what was that place called?
The Speakeasy?
Yes.
Circa 21.
Yeah. Circa 21 Speakeasy. They had a stand-up competition and I did my joke. If anyone has not heard that joke, talk about how everybody pretends like they don't poop, and they do. We all do it. And we even don't make it to the toilet. Poop our pants sometimes. And when I was in college, I kept a pair of Batman boxers. I don't know why those were my backups, but they were. In my backpack all 4 years. I had the same backpack. They never left. They were collecting dust in there. I never needed to use them. I think I washed them once a year, and just threw them back in the bag, like the start of every school year in my new dorm or apartment. Like, I guess I better wash these just in case. I never had to use them, but I was prepared.
Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Exactly. Because if you don't have it, wherever you are, you have to go home. You're done. Your day's done. You need to try again tomorrow. But there was one time I was driving a long distance, and it was just me. I was driving to see my buddy in Omaha, Nebraska from Dubuque. And I was, driving through rural Iowa.
6-hour drive.
It is a 6-hour drive, and it is brutal because you're looking at absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You're like within shouting distance of Des Moines at some point. But that's you can like see it from a distance. Like, oh, those are buildings. Oh my God. It's like, it's not a wind farm or some cows. This is amazing. But I was on the road and I trusted a fart that I shouldn't have. And my 2005 Buick LeSabre had cloth seats, so I was a little worried. Like,
oh man,
we gotta hustle. This is the content you wanted on this podcast, right?
Oh yes.
Stories of when I evacuated my bowels.
It's actually a medical podcast.
Ah, yes. Welcome to the doctors. But I was like, and you feel 3 again, like 2 or 3 years old. I don't know. What time are kids potty trained these days? You would know better than I do.
I literally, mine is just getting like totally officially done with it right now. She still wears pull-ups at night, but she like tells us all day like, hey, you got to shit.
Hey Dad, just want to let you know I'm gonna go take a dumper over here. So you
had too much Red Bull and Mountain Dew. I gotta take a leak.
That morning coffee, it just goes right through you.
Right. Beats on the door to get me out of there. Quit jacking off. Gotta pee.
Dad. This is how your kid sounds, right?
Yeah, she's like that with me.
Your daughter with like a real low, like 14-year-old voice. Dad, get out of the bathroom.
You're always like this when my friends are over. Will you just go away?
You're so embarrassing. But yeah, I ended up going into a gas station that was dirtier than my underwear.
Oh man,
middle of nowhere, and I just tossed them in the trash. And I had a spare, so
right on.
There you go.
I actually, when I was growing up, I've kind of moved all over Iowa a lot, but we lived for a while in Manchester, Iowa. And there's this, exactly. So, I mean, it doesn't mean anything to anybody that I shit my pants once in Manchester, Iowa. It might mean something that I shit my pants twice in Manchester, Iowa.
Now there's a sign.
Right. Whatever it means, I'll leave it to the birds. But no, like the first time I was a kid and I was walking just down this path, there's like a river that runs through the town and they have a walkway, like a path that runs along it. And, I was like 10 and it happened. There was nothing to do about it. But like I took off my underpants and just chucked them in the river. And I was like, man, glad nobody saw that. And then like I went home and told my brothers and they fucking told everybody. Then years and years later, I was living there. I think I was like 22 and I was working at this place and I was walking from work to home and just for like my lunch break. And I had to shit so fucking bad. I think I took off the shirt I had on under my work shirt and wiped my ass with it. I was like, this is so god awful. I can't tell anybody about this. Oh my God.
You got to do what you got to do, my man.
Yeah.
You know, there is when that is the obstacle you're faced against. There's nothing else. I no shame. No shame. In 2021, we are going to normalize our bodily functions.
Right. I think I'm going to make it like a decade thing. Like every 10 years, I go back to Manchester and just shit my pants in public.
I think it's that's a good, solid, healthy tradition you got there. Let's, I think it's great. I support you all the way. We should get this like trending on Twitter and try to get tons of people to join you. I'm not going to join you. But I think you should get strangers to see if they'll join you in Manchester for a communal soiling.
That sounds so pleasant.
Well, you gotta sell it. You don't sell a steak, you sell a sizzle. So Cosmo Kramer. But yeah, I don't know. That might be the next move. See if you can, I don't know. What do you call it? Manchester by the something.
Right. That'll be my pilgrimage. I'll walk from a long way away, really drunk, and just get there having just god awful.
Forrest Gump walk.
Right. Yeah.
Do the run.
Yep.
Then you get there, you do your business. I'm pretty tired. Think I'm gonna go home now.
Give a guy a smiley face shirt.
It happens. Oh my god.
Well, shit. I did actually want to interview you a little bit, George, if that's cool.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I took us off track. I took us off track into communal soiling. Go ahead.
The first thing I wanted to ask you was something that Todd got me thinking about at an open mic once. Just because I wasn't getting anything from the crowd, and I just kept on rolling. And he had a bit where he wasn't getting anything, and he was just like, "God, you guys leave me hanging. What the fuck?" And he looked right at me on stage. He goes, "I don't know how you work with these people when they're not laughing. You just roll on through it. What the hell?" So my question to you, out of all that, George St. John, is what do you do when no one's laughing?
Well, I'll lead off and be totally honest with you. This is not an art I've perfected yet. So it's hard. It's the hardest thing to do. What has worked for me in my limited amount of success, and I can't stress this enough, I have not figured out how to work a dead crowd, but I
don't think anyone has.
No, and when you get them, sometimes I'll pick someone out in the audience and it's just like, well, my material is not working. I am going to find the strangest looking person in this room. There's two kinds of bad crowds. There's one kind of bad crowd where nobody's responding to anything. And those are tougher because you have nothing to play. Excuse me. You have nothing to play off of. And I hate those. And it's just like, well, I'm going to ride it out. We'll see. Thank God I only got 5 minutes. If there's there's the crowd where everybody's dead, but there's one person who is standing out for some reason. They could be heckling. They could be laughing at everything for some reason. And it's just like, all right, I'm going to focus on you and your inside out t-shirt. Because there's always something with these, with these fun characters. And just let's talk about that. But if you want my honest to God answer, I have not had a ton of success. But
well, I mean, I think what I've seen a lot of is how you talked about the dead crowds. Like, there's a couple of things that'll kill the crowd. A, they walk in dead, and there's nobody that's really going to do all that great. Or B, like the first 3, 4, or 5, or let's say like, you're going up last, and everybody's just been in a bad mood the whole time and killed the vibe, and like they leave you this dead fish and tell you to revive it. That I don't think a lot of people can, but I've seen it happen. You get that 1 in a million every now and again.
It's something I feel like I want to improve. Like I want to get better at that. I know some of the best guys, they can make any crowd work, even a bad crowd. And I don't want to get into the habit of blaming like, oh, that crowd sucked. But yeah, I just feel sometimes like, I would love to know how I can just, like, you've been doing this longer than I have. Like, where is the point where you can just pull
give them what
anything, pull anything out and salvage any type of night?
I feel like a lot of it has to do with being able to laugh at your own shit genuinely. And there's a 50-50 there of you laughing at your own shit. It may be something you have written down, or it may just be a spontaneous moment and you just said the right thing. But like, I don't know, there's always a crack in the wall somewhere. And it really sucks. Like when you're the last guy to like, let's say they put you on last for the lineup, and you're just watching guy after guy just bomb and bomb and bomb. And you think like, all right, I think I know what jokes I have might maybe pull something off with this crowd. And you just got to sell it. A lot of like what we're doing as stand-up comedians, rather than a lot of other kinds of comedians, is that you're writing your own script and then you got to sell it. You got to act a script that you just wrote. And I don't have a leg to stand on as far as script writing goes. I've actually, I've done one community theater thing, and oh my God, it was such a beacon of mediocrity. Like I'm never doing that again. But I just recently started taking a sketch class, and I've written a couple of scripts for sketches that make me laugh. And I've seen people laugh during the read-throughs that my class is doing. And that gives me confidence that I have like a good feel for like what a sense of humor actually is, that I actually have this real funny bone. Is you've seen people on TV that like, they're not actually funny. They might know somebody or get plugged, and then they got a job in television making a show.
I have that same, and it's so, I've been doing comedy since 2019. Who am I to say that guy's not funny? But maybe I'm just the most arrogant asshole in the universe. That could be the truth, but I have that feeling sometimes. I'm just like, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
That's, where's the joke? Not that I'm writing incredible jokes, but, but still, I have that feeling a lot. And it's like, maybe it's time, and who knows?
Yeah.
You should keep writing. You should send me some of your sketches. I want to read them.
I will, man. I value your opinion. I will do that. By the end of tonight, I will do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I was going to say fucking, there's been time, like, so that thing that you feel when you're watching TV where like, if the whole cast look like models, it's probably not a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will tell you it's great because they like to look at these people and watch this. I don't know, whatever. But like, I feel like there's just something to be said of shows where human beings are playing the parts, people that have like facial flaws or just any kind of humanity in their look. Like you look at Star Wars, for instance, way back in the day when they made the original trilogy, nobody in it was terribly great looking. I mean, don't get me wrong, Carrie Fisher was a beautiful woman, but like, look at Mark Hamill. Like, I really thought he was ugly for a lot of my life.
Well, I
don't know why.
That's not entirely fair. Do you know what happened to him in between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back?
No.
He got in a terrible car accident.
I had no idea.
You didn't know this? So Star Wars takes off. You know, the first one, it does so much better than anyone thought it did. I'm a bit obsessed with Star Wars, but so Star Wars takes off. It's huge. It's going big. Mark Hamill is becoming the talk of the universe.
Yeah.
And he gets into a terrible accident. I don't know the details of the accident. His face gets messed up. And it's like, this is the worst time to get into an accident. And he had to get surgery, reconstructive surgery on his face. And you're never going to unsee this. I'm going to ruin Star Wars for you. But you watch A New Hope, he looks kind of, young and boyish and fits the Luke Skywalker role. Watch Empire Strike, watch A New Hope and then go right into Empire Strikes Back. There are some serious changes in his face. And they also wrote in the scene where he gets clawed in the face by that Yeti monster to justify it.
I had no idea.
Yep.
You're educating me right now, man.
I watched this on a documentary about Star Wars because I watch documentaries about Star Wars.
I mean, I would watch a documentary. I would watch that right now.
Ladies, I'm single. But yeah, so that's why they wrote that whole sequence in there just so they could tell the audience, well, he's got,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't mind that. I'm okay with that. I prefer that to a lot of the things they do where they'll replace the actor altogether. And then like when they enter a scene, someone goes, "Who are you?" And they, "Oh, you don't recognize me? I'm Luke Skywalker. I've been played by Mario Lopez this whole time."
Yeah. Well, Mario Lopez is Luke Skywalker. That's a new angle.
Another thing I wanted to ask you, man. Just like what's something that inspires you or somebody that inspires you? Like who have you? I know you've done a lot of open mics. Have you done many shows in the time you've been doing stand up?
I've done a couple. I would say, I did a couple when I was in Iowa, and then I did one show in Rockford that went terribly. It's actually quite a story. We can get into it. My worst bomb ever. But I was a year into it when COVID hit. A year and 2 months. I started January 2019, January 14th. I'll never forget. I don't know how I saw an ad for it on Facebook. I think Zuckerberged me into doing comedy. Maybe I was like, I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how or when, and I didn't think Dubuque had anything. So I must have been like Googling stand-up comedy or something. And literally 2-3 days later, I get a Facebook ad for the Dubuque comedy open mic.
You're kidding.
No, I got Zuckerberged into my passion. So
wow.
Thanks, Mark. I know you're listening. So big ups to you beige shirt wearing robot.
Right. Fucking lizard priest. Yeah, dude, fucking, I had been living in Dubuque on and off for a long time and just never able to really find any kind of a performance thing going on or any kind of an open mic, even for music where you can beg like, dude, I don't want to play or sing anything. Just let me tell a couple jokes. Nothing like that. And then I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, probably, I don't remember. I'm not going to promise the date, but I met the guys at
the
Rock Bottom under the tavern on Main Street in Dubuque, which was not officially a gay bar, but the whole crowd, the first 10 or 15 times that we did shows was this clique of gay dudes that were like, they'd pack a table together and just grope each other and be all over each other. And like, okay, that's what you're into. That's cool. And we were playing to them a lot of the time. They were a great crowd, but then I think like somebody in the clique broke up, so they just stopped coming altogether. And there went our whole crowd.
That'll do it. Breakups can ruin a friend group.
Right?
It's tough. But yeah, I was really only in it for a year, a full calendar year, and then COVID hit. So as far as performances go, I don't have a ton of credits to my name. I think 100 air in comedy 100 air. I think I've made a grand total of like $150.
Oh, nice.
maybe a little more. I am the definition of amateur, but yeah, COVID really put a wrench in that kind of thing too. So I mean, I'm not, I'm kind of excited, like, to come out of COVID and try to continue, doing regular mics. And, I'm looking forward to that. Just, I'm probably going to lay low throughout, till we ride this out, till I get the vaccine, till most people are vaccinated, and then kind of go from there.
Right on.
But yeah,
so in closing this episode of the Dojo here, I wanted to ask, like, let's just say you have an ideal setting. The crowd was warmed up for you. You killed, and you're working through your material towards your closer. What are you going to hit them with? How does George St. John close a show?
How much time am I working with? How much?
Just totally ideal. It's
totally ideal.
Perfect world. 9/11 didn't happen.
Wow.
Or it did, but Osama genuinely did it. It wasn't our government.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hear you. So that's a really good question. What joke am I hitting him with? I don't know if I have a great closer yet. I don't know. My progression so far, I feel like I've had, like, I could probably nail down 3 5-minute sets that I've really, to my level at this stage of the game, which is early. I feel like I've had 5 sets that I feel really comfortable, or 3 sets of 5 minutes that I feel really comfortable with. That kind of have, like, there's different jokes in them, but from start to finish, I'm doing those 5 minutes. So I would probably, like, an ideal would be a 15-minute, probably an opener. I'd probably like to open for someone bigger at this point. Just being realistic.
That's how we all get started anyway.
Yeah. I mean, ideally I'm doing my own hour, in a theater, but that's well, yeah, that's going to be a while from now, if but that's not even in my universe right now.
It's not in a lot of people's universe.
That's
like specials get released and like, yay for you, dude. But like, was it actually like living your dream that the whole crowd was all spaced out and everybody was wearing masks and the numbers were like cut in half? I like what
Sam Morrill's doing. I admire what he's doing. So he put 2 specials on YouTube, and I think at least one of them he was on a roof. He was on a rooftop in New York. Not more of a club situation. But I'm also a fan of his, by the way. But
yeah, I'm terribly a blank slate when it comes to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. No, he's a good watch. He's pretty dark, but he is so quick and so snappy with his delivery. Keeps it really deadpan. He's a good time. But he released 2 specials where he kind of went around that whole thing. I think one was in a backyard and one was on a New York rooftop back when the weather would allow that. I don't know. I think that's really cool that he did that.
Yeah. But I mean, any way you can pull off like a successful show, be happy with it.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. But yeah, I think I'd like to do a 15-minute set, my 3 5-minute sets. I'd like them to be more polished than they are right now. What I would end with. Oh boy.
Pilgrimage to Manchester, Iowa to shake your pants.
The pilgrimage to Manchester, Iowa. Well, now I have 20 minutes. If we're adding the Manchester pilgrimage, we gotta have a cool name for this really uniquely terrible idea we have.
What do you call it? The communal soiling.
The communal soiling. I think I think that's going to have to be the way it goes because it is so proper.
Yeah.
For something so improper.
You could get people to like totally not understand what it is and show up all enthusiastic.
Have you ever do you remember the Storm Area 51 deal?
Yeah.
Where there was like the event on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of attitude I envision for this. I cannot believe we're back on this, by the way. But that's the type of that's the type of campaign we need for these folks. I think we can get the millennials and the Gen Zers. I think they got more. Those Gen Z kids, they got more. They got more of a zest for life for these things than we do. I think. They got us beat. Us millennials we're turning boomer fast.
Right. Like you see all these things these days where like people are living as sex slaves willingly and like they just walk around with their girlfriend is dragging them on a leash and she's got like 3 other boyfriends that take turns with you throughout the day. What the hell?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Like, that took the whole free love thing in the 60s and turned it into something like not cool.
Yeah. The millennial generation, I think the best the best image of the millennial generation is the boyfriend carrying tons of bags at the mall for his girlfriend. You've seen this, right?
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like you just see like a Victoria's Secret bag, a Forever 21 bag, a Macy's bag. And this dude's like a Foot Locker bag that maybe has 1 pair of shoes for him and 1 for her, maybe. But he's just carrying all these bags.
It's either Foot Locker or GameStop where she stopped for him.
Yeah, a little treat, little treat for your trouble. But that's the image I see for like the millennial teenager. You know, and then she has to take like the selfie on her Motorola Razr. That's the image. He's got all the bags, just forcing a smile, and she's taking the selfie.
Right. Putting it on TikTok.
No, this is millennials.
Yeah.
Putting it on Vine. No. The Gen Zers, they got the TikTok.
You have a better grip on that whole hierarchy than I do, because I can't keep it straight.
I know too much. I know I
was at a truck stop going from here to Texas and back, and I like had just stopped to let my family go to the bathroom and get a cheeseburger and shit, and like there was this big map on the wall, and it covered the whole wall, like a big road map for truckers to look at. And like I was just there looking at it, and this trucker comes up to me. He goes, "Fucking millennial, probably don't even know what you're looking at." Like, that's how you open to a stranger? Like, I'm gonna kill you now.
That's bold,
right?
That's bold. We are. Oh man, truck stops are.
He's lucky my girlfriend wasn't there to yell at him for me.
Is she the one who brings down the thunder on strangers? You stay cool. Is that?
I have to let her do it, because when I get riled up, like there's this disconnect between my brain and my mouth. So I'll like say not words and nonsense.
Oh yeah, no, oh man, I can, there's a side of me too. Like I feel like I do a good enough job staying cool, but every now and then I can really dig into somebody. Ooh. And it's just, I don't know. I don't get loud. I don't swear, but I will just like, really, like real passive aggressive. I Karen hard. Again, same. So I was apartment hunting in Dubuque one time when I had bought that apartment. That, by the way, the Salsa's apartment also burned down. Like there was a fire. It didn't burn down, but there was a fire inside that made part of the building unlivable.
I think I remember that. They shut down for a while.
2 months after I moved out. 2 months. So I'm back in Rockford with that in my new job, and I get like a Telegraph Herald update. Like Dubuque apartment building burns down, and I get a text from one of my old neighbors who's a friend of mine, and she just says, did you see this? And I go, no. And I felt so bad, like thinking about the people that, you know, I don't know, that got displaced from that apartment, that were still living in there when I was living in there. Some really cool people. The one individual I had some trouble with was not there at the time. But yeah, another apartment burned down. And then there was a fire today in an apartment in Dubuque. Did you see that?
No, I live in Wisconsin now, so I a lot of their news.
Some dude started a fire in a Dubuque apartment, and it was crazy. So I don't know, man. A lot of fires.
Yeah,
a lot of fires.
A lot of change going on.
Oh, so I remember what we were talking about. So this is like one of my toughest Karen moments. I was looking at a place and it was one of these like through a company and they gave me the key to go look at the place. And I looked in it and it reeked of smoke. I mean, you know, I'm not very sensitive to that kind of thing. I'm not, but it was so heavy. I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. So I bring the key back and she's like, oh, do you like the place? Should we get you signed up? I was like, no, there's a lot of smoke. She said, it smelled like smoke. Oh, we don't allow smoking in our apartments. I go, huh? Really? She said, yeah, nobody smoked. I said, huh? Well, somebody broke the rule. Thanks. And just walked out. She's like, wait. And I was like, you know, it was, I don't know.
Right. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to tell me I'm full of shit.
Okay.
No, I didn't mean.
Oh, I thought you. I gotta go to
walking
bed.
Away. Like, lady, I'm going to tell you something. And you just like immediately think I'm full of shit.
Yeah. She's just like, nope. I just said, well, someone broke the rule. See ya. You know, and I guess that wasn't as intense as I thought it was in my mind now that I'm saying it out loud. But I was just like, yep, you're wrong. Just bye. I don't know. I don't spend too much time when I get after people, but yeah.
Me and my wife went to look at a house out in the middle of nowhere in Iowa one time. And honestly,
why?
We had no reason really to be looking at this place. We just wanted to get out of our apartment because it was really small. So we went and looked at this place and it was a nice enough property, but the house was all rotten and shit. And like when we got there, the landlord was there and it was this lady that was literally like a fucking 100 years old. And she wanted to like, so like she leads us around just kind of a real general tour. And she mentioned that she lived about an hour away, but she spent most of her time at that property because she never felt like the tenants were going to take care of it. So she did all the yard work and she was taking care of like replacing the shingles herself and everything.
And she didn't take care of it.
She didn't. No, yeah. And like everything, like all the supports were cracking in the foundation and everything. Like the shit was moldy. And as we were getting ready to leave, she points up at the roof. And this is like a 2-story house in the country. She points up at the roof. She goes, oh, I think I see a loose shingle up there. Would you mind helping me get my ladder so that I can climb up there and have a look at that real quick? And I'm going to have you hang on to the ladder because it's not a great ladder. I don't trust it, but I want to climb it and look up at that. And I need you to hold on to it. And I'm a fucking sucker, man. Like I can't tell people no a lot of the time.
Oh, a little old lady? No way. I'm grabbing that ladder too.
Yeah. So she's up on the roof. I'm holding this ladder and my wife is looking at me and I'm like, how did I get here?
You came to look at a house and you got swindled into helping her do work around the house, helping her do chores.
Well, I was just thinking like we were in the middle of fucking nowhere, man. Like she could have fallen and died and no one would have believed what I had to say about it. If she sprang back up off the ground and was like, he pushed me, like they would have believed her.
Oh my God. But maybe I really think she was just trying to grift you. Like she knew the house was not going to get bought. You know, and so maybe she just like maybe she has people over to come see it and then is like, yeah, I know you don't like the house, but can you help me sweep these leaves off the porch?
Right. No, you have a point there because as we were leaving, she asked me and my wife, like, I know she didn't say anything beforehand. She's like, so if you want it, did you bring any money for me today or anything? We're like, no, we didn't bring. We were just going to look at it today. We didn't bring money and we don't want it. You know, and she's like, oh, so you don't have any money today then? Will you have it soon? And we were like, no, we don't want it. And then she kept emailing my wife for a long time after that. Like, I don't know about a lot of the people that I let see the place because, you know, I don't trust everybody. Just this crazy nonsense. And dude, we were just so glad to not be involved in it anymore because she had mentioned that she would be there all the fucking time.
While you were living there?
Yeah, like while we were living there, that she had never trusted the tenants that she let rent it, and she was always on the property doing all her gardening and trying to maintain the house.
This sounds like a great deal.
Right.
I don't know why you said no.
Ugh. Because I smoke weed, and I don't want to have to explain that to a 100-year-old lady from Iowa.
Yeah. So, I was just. It's sage. It's sage. I was burning sage. I'm sorry. I won't burn any more sage again. I don't know what sage smells like. So
that's not bad. I do it sometimes to get the demons out.
Is it close? Is it close in smell?
No, I mean it smells more like an herb that you'd cook with. It's not a bad smell.
Dang. Could you get away with it? I'm just trying to help you out in case you go back and get the house.
Never gonna. Well, shit. Hey, man. I don't want to cut you short or anything, but I think we got a good hour plus in, and yeah,
awesome. Well, hey, this is a lot of fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm sitting right next to my kid's bedroom, so everything that I say that goes over a certain decibel, I'm hearing her in there fucking around right now. I'm like, God damn it, she's gonna be such an asshole tomorrow.
All right, well then I will definitely leave you to it. I will definitely leave you to it. So,
well, thank you so much for doing this with me, man. I really appreciate it.
I would love to do it again. Love to do it again.
Right on. Yeah,
and
it's gonna grow and develop. I mean, this is really all just preliminary shit. It's going to get bigger and better as we go.
And hopefully we'll talk more positively about Dubuque. If anyone's listening and is like, wow, these guys really didn't like it. It did. It actually was great.
Yeah. I need great town. Manchester was not.
Manchester was not. Manchester is where you go for community soiling. All right. All right. Thank you so much, man.
I love you, George St. John. You have a great night. And love you for coming through the Burnt River Dojo.
Love you too, Tony Lee. Have me back anytime.
Definitely. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Easy, man.
See you.
Peace.